With the release of the iPhone 16e, Apple has officially killed Touch ID. They removed the iPhone SE 3rd gen from their lineup, which was their last iPhone that still had Touch ID. So I thought it'd be fun to look back at where Touch ID started, which is on the iPhone 5S, and kind of get a feel for it to see if it's still even usable in 2025. So yeah, this is the bottom. It looks just like the iPhone 5, which I think I've talked about in the past, but this one's just golden. The bottom, it has lightning, and then it has the camera with the dual LED, which is, what's it called, True Tone, and a micro SIM slot, and then the power button on the top. Yeah, and there it is. That's Touch ID, which is the first iPhone to have Touch ID. And then there's the side with the mute switch. Yeah, so this actually still has the mute switch, which, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think the 16e has a mute switch. I think it's the action button now. I don't think they sell any new phones with the mute switch anymore. So I guess this is the end of the mute switch too. So the iPhone 5S, it actually holds like a special place in my heart. So I'm gonna start rambling for a little bit here. So if you just care about the iPhone 5S, just go ahead and feel free to skip to this time code on screen where we actually start talking about the phone. But yeah, the reason I say that is because the iPhone 5S was the first phone that I actually bought with my own money. So right after I broke my iPhone 4S, I got a part-time job right after school, because I was in 10th grade at the time or whatever. I was in high school. So I would save every single paycheck with the intention of buying, an iPhone, which was the iPhone 5S. So I remember I saved up like almost 2 months worth of paychecks because I was, it was a part-time job, and I actually went to the Apple store and bought this phone unlocked, which I remember, I think I remember it was like $649.99, which is the full price of the phone. I don't want to be tied down to a carrier or anything. So I'm like, this is the first phone that I actually bought with my own money. So it was, it's always going to hold that, it's always going to be special to me. So funny story actually about going back to Touch ID. Whenever I was a freshman in high school, that's when I was barely starting to get into like technology and all that stuff. I remember I wanted to watch the iPhone 5 event, like the Apple keynote. So, because I wanted to, see what they had to offer or whatever. So I was kind of into that at that time, and I was in class. So I obviously, I was in class whenever that event was airing or happening. So whenever I got home, I was trying to search for it on YouTube, but I ended up finding this video, and I'll put it up here. I hope I'm able to find it so I can show you. So I started watching this video thinking this was the legit Apple video, this is the new iPhone, because this was the iPhone 5 at the time. This was in 2012. It started going through all the features and everything looked pretty cool. Like, I thought this was official up until it got to this part when it's talking about the home button having your being able to read your fingerprint. Like, to me, I remember, because I remember this specifically because I closed the video out and I was like, there's no way that's real. Like, I couldn't believe it. Like, not necessarily that it hasn't been done before, but I just thought it was like, I just couldn't wrap my mind around it. And I automatically thought it was fake. That's why I closed the video out, and then I went and started researching and started scrolling more, and I found the actual video, like Apple's actual event or whatever. But anyway, I say that because like just 1 year later after that video, we actually got Touch ID, which is crazy. And I still remember back whenever I saw Touch ID being released, I still thought back to that video and how they got it right. I mean, they kind of knew that it was coming. I'm not sure if that has anything to do with anything, but I always thought back to that video, which is kind of cool. And then seeing Apple, making it happen a year later was always kind of crazy and always blew my mind. But yeah, that's pretty much it on that story. But yeah, I just thought it'd be fun to share that because it's just so futuristic to me. Out of all the iPhones we've talked about, I don't think I've ever gone through the actual activation screens. So this one is fully restored, so there's nothing on it, and we're gonna see just how usable it still is. And this actually supports quick start, which is a pretty neat feature. I don't know if you guys ever used it, but you pretty much put your new iPhone, like let's say you're upgrading it, you would put it right next to it and it'll start transferring everything. Like, it'll ask you to scan a couple things. Like it says right there, you have to have at least iOS 11 or later, and then you just bring it close and you sign in automatically. It transfers all your stuff. For such an old looking device, this is pretty cool. This one still has that. And we're actually gonna go ahead and sign into our Wi-Fi here. Okay, but once we got it connected, I put the Wi-Fi password. We're just gonna hit next. I don't think it's activation locked. This is where it would back you out of this and be like, oh, you need to sign into your Apple ID or password. But I want to say it'll just continue onto the privacy screen. which is what should be next. Yeah, data and privacy. So you just hit continue, and then there you go, Touch ID, man. I'm gonna go ahead and set it up, just so that way we can actually use it. Okay, so then after you pretty much readjust your grip so it gets more of like the tip of your finger and stuff like that. I want you guys to watch the full thing so that you can see. And then we're just gonna make a 4-digit numeric code. All right, and we're not gonna transfer any apps and data. If you wanted to do a backup, that's where you would do it. If you had an iCloud backup. And then we're just gonna not use our Apple account or anything. This is where you go to skip your Apple ID. They refer to it as Apple account now, but to me, by habit, I always call it an Apple ID, not an Apple account. This one actually has screen time too. I always said don't share on app analytics. And then this is iOS. It looks like 12. Let's go to the settings and check. So we're gonna go to settings, general, about, oh shit. Yeah, so we're on 12.5.6. I'm sorry, 12.5.5. And this is the iPhone, 5S with 16 gigabytes. And the first thing I want to do is try out Touch ID. So you pretty much just lock it. It's so seamless, dude. Like you just press the button as your, with your thumb you just press the button as you normally would, and it just unlocks. You don't even have to look at the phone. You know, press the button as you're pulling it out. It's so convenient. Man, I've missed Touch ID. But anyway, this is the iPhone 5, just for reference as to what it looks like. Looks like they got rid of the camera ring. That's pretty much it. And this is iOS 6 compared to iOS 12. Yeah, and then I kind of want to just organize the apps so they look the same, and you can kind of see a comparison between the two. This is actually the iPhone that I've featured in another video with all the other apps. It downloads all the apps, even though they're all, stock apps. And that's the old Apple Music icon. That's still my favorite icon, like the music icon. I realized too that there's the dock doesn't have any labels for the apps. I don't know why I never noticed that before. Yeah, and I pretty much organized the apps like you would so that way you can see the old icon versus the new icon. You guys let me know which one you like better. And then let's actually try to go to the App Store. Okay, let's go ahead and load up the App Store. We're gonna hit allow or don't allow, whichever one. So one app I want to try is TikTok. It just recently came back on the App Store. So I wanted to kind of see if that one still worked on this old iPhone 5S. And another thing about this iPhone 5S too is that it is 64-bit, which at the time it didn't mean anything. But now, a lot of apps, the reason that they don't work on anything below the iPhone 5S is because they were 32-bit, which Apple stopped supporting those a couple years ago. And let's just compare the flashlights here. Yeah, the iPhone 5 does not have a flashlight button. You have to actually download an app, which I do have. Yeah, there we go. And then you can kind of see the flashlight on that one. It's a little bit dimmer. What I do want to do though is log in with my Apple ID so that we were able to download apps. So let me go ahead and do that real quick. Okay, let's go ahead and install TikTok and see what happens. And then while that's installing, let's take a look at the settings. So let's see some wallpapers. I always like this wallpaper in particular because it kind of moves whenever you move the device. I always thought that was pretty neat. Yeah, and then TikTok is still downloading. I'm not sure if it's gonna actually work. Let's see. Let's go back to the App Store and see what other apps we can download. Like, let's just say I needed an emergency phone, like a backup phone. Let me see how good, what apps would still work on this phone. So YouTube. Let's try to download YouTube. That's an important one. So let's just download an older version of this app. The current version requires iOS 15 or later, but you can download the last compatible version. All right, yeah, let's go ahead and, which is, that's actually one of my favorite features on this, is that it actually downloads old versions of apps, whichever was compatible, like the oldest compatible version of that app that you're trying to download. So yeah, downloads are a bit slow, but I mean, that is to be expected. And then of course, battery percentage is a must on any phone, I would say. But let's go back to the App Store. Let's try Instagram, Facebook. And then Twitter. Let's try to download Twitter too. There we go. So we got a couple apps downloading, and they are downloading, which I am actually surprised. Let's go out on our home and see what happens. So I do have some, like an Apple TV that you can connect it to this device, but it's not actually. It doesn't do anything. It just has to add accessories. All right. So TikTok finally downloaded. Let's see if we can go ahead and open it. And I'm going to leave this whole part in here. I'm not going to edit any part out. And then the phone is getting noticeably hot. And it just crashed. I mean, it is downloading like three apps at the same time with one in queue. So maybe that's taking a toll on the CPU. But I'm actually afraid it might not even open. In the meantime, while TikTok's opening, let's go ahead and play with some Lightsaber. Oh wait, there it goes. It actually started, sort of. No, we're not gonna allow notifications. Okay, agree and continue. Agree and continue. It just froze, it looks like. I think we're in for another crash. Okay, yeah, let's go ahead and open it again. Okay, and let's go back on this other iPhone to see what we can do in the meantime. I think I wanted to open the Lightsaber app, or maybe the iBeer. Now we'll do the Lightsaber app. And just by the way, I'm not signed into this, so I'm not sure what it's even pulling up. And I just realized too that on the Lightsaber app, if you move it, it actually does use the accelerometer and the gyroscope to make those. It actually sounds like you're wielding a lightsaber, which I thought was pretty cool. You see, we don't have apps like these anymore. But yeah, I did notice that it doesn't automatically play like the videos. And I have the volume up just to It actually played this. We have to manually like play them, but it just it got stuck.
Oh my god, my Shayla.
Yeah, it just got stuck and it wouldn't shut up. So we're just gonna close that out and then try it again. Okay, so then now it's asking me to log in, which I feel like was a mistake because now it's just consistently telling me to log in. It didn't even want to like let me watch videos like it was in the beginning. And by the way, we never hit agree and continue, so we didn't agree to any terms technically because it crashed. Yeah, so for some reason we're back at this screen. I would say it's kind of unusable, but still pretty cool that we were able to watch one video and then it got stuck. Wait, Instagram, YouTube finished. Let's open YouTube. So this is like an old version of YouTube. And then one of my favorite things about these iPhones was they're actually you're able to like stand them up on like they were able to stand up on their own. No notifications, and then there used to be apps where like the app would the phone would, you see like this actually works. Like you see TikTok. I'm surprised this old version of YouTube had shorts. Like the tab was still there, but it actually works a little bit better than TikTok did. But no, there was apps that would like move your phone in a circle, like it would just spin if you had it standing up. And I just wanted to see how the YouTube interface looks, so I had no idea what to pull up. I just put up my own channel to see how it looked like on here. So we're just gonna watch like my latest video on here. And it actually plays ads, even though I didn't even know it played ads. Not monetizing anything. I'm not even able to monetize anything, so I'm not sure why ads are playing here. And it's actually looks like it's ad of 1 of 2, which is crazy. But yeah, this is pretty much YouTube. I mean, it works for YouTube, which is pretty cool. Yeah, and then the little mini player and stuff actually does work. So now with that the rest of the app's finished, let's go ahead and try TikTok again. And look at our battery percentage, it's already at 86, and we haven't even done really much. That's a cute dog, right? Yeah, it's kind of stuck here. Oh, looks another dog. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, I do want to apologize on that. I'm not sure what that was. This is barely functional. All right, let's go ahead and open Instagram. I'm pretty sure it's gonna make me log in, which I don't want to really log in. Yeah, log in. Okay, we're just gonna exit that. I don't really want to log in. And then Facebook, another Meta app. Only reason I downloaded these is because I know a lot of people. I mean, I know these are pretty popular. And then Twitter. Let's see if Twitter makes me log in. No, so it just says this app is out of date. We got to update, but we can't update because it's just, cannot connect to App Store. So Twitter, I mean, if you're thinking about using this phone, Twitter's not going to work. But it looks like pretty much all the other apps are, like for at least some of the big ones. But anyway, yeah, I think that was I still can't get used to that. I still can't get over that Touch ID. I just, it's just It's just so cool. Even with Face ID, like don't get me wrong, Face ID is cool too, but Touch ID is just something you just, as you're pulling it out of your pocket, it's already unlocked. You just press a button. It's, I don't know. I miss Touch ID. But yeah, that's pretty much gonna do it for the iPhone 5S. That's one of my favorite iPhones to ever come out. That gold color still holds up. I'm still a fan of the gold, the white and gold. And then I'll put the iPhone 5 right here next to it. But yeah, guys, that's actually gonna pretty much do it. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and hit that subscribe button, guys. It really does, like always, mean a lot. Tell me what your experience was like using the iPhone 5S, or you know, if you would trade Face ID for Touch ID, because I know I would personally. But and yeah, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. We'll see y'all next time.